my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Thank you so much for the love and support you've been giving me. We are all on this journey of, raising our consciousness, as well as, trying to show love and, appreciation towards, the service of humanity. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, please drop me a line or two. I love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the videos are very informative to you, uplifting, give you good vibes or inspiration, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needs spiritual guidance or just needs confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And once again, thank you so much for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music that I'm listening to in the background is called Remove Unwanted Thoughts, Cleanse Anxiety, Stress, and Subconscious Blocks, Stress Relief and Healing. And it's truly beautiful because it has me feeling all euphoric and stuff like that. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101, Heyoka's When Darkness of the World Pushes Against You, the power you hold pushes even harder. That is so true. Because a lot of times, the universe, the life experiences either are reflecting what you're pushing out. It's not coming down on you, but it's actually responding to you, like, attracts like. So you have to really be careful of how you see yourself, how you see others, how you look at the world, how you look at the things that are going on in your life, and it's hard to do that. I'm not even gonna lie. It takes a lot of practice for you to be able to do that, because it's just like, okay, you have to go through these uphills or whatever you want to call them, to basically break new ground to where you're guiding yourself to be. A lot of things has to take part in our lives basically to be able to show us that beautiful reflecting of what power you hold. The darkness holds all types of yucky stuff in the world, whether it's craziness, diversity, racism, hate, segregation, whatever. We got so much stuff going on around the world right now. Places having fires. And I mean, it's just crazy when we go through this during the winter months. I don't know if it's like, in different parts of the world, are y'all going through different, seasons than we are here. I always wondered that, because I know some of the people that, are on here, they tell me about different times. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't it fall? And they're saying it's summer weather or whatever. I don't know. I love to learn new stuff every day, but it's just a lot of times you are being tested of seeing how much you can be, uh, how much can you take, allowing yourself to know what power you hold, things that can no longer affect you. You can just allow yourself to walk away and rise above it, because a lot of times, people come to you bringing a bone. You have to be able to allow yourself to hand that bone right back and tell them to go wherever the heck they're coming back from. Like I was saying in the other video, a lot of people, place, ugliness on other people because they need that type of power in their life. And it's sad that people do that, what I'm saying? They're it's just, the fact is, I want to say they're weak. It is weakness, but it's not weakness, you know what I'm saying? But it's at that point where, you have to pray for people like that, because it's like with me, where I feel like I receive my powers when I can be able to help people, when I can be able to see my life situations has brought me to a better place. I'm no longer, feeding my insecurities. I'm no longer allowing my ego to get the best of me. You know, um, I used to deal with things such in a negative way. I'm still breaking off of eating sugar and stuff like that, because, I used to smoke cigarettes as well as, marijuana. So it's just like I dropped one habit and picked up another one. So it's just like going through those different changes. I know, where my issue is. It's like going through depressive states in the world, and universe keeps telling me, because I used to put a lot of judgment on myself when I was gaining weight and everything, and it's just like the universe as well as my spirit guides as well as my dad and all them. My loved ones, they're telling me, don't be so hard on yourself. You're dealing with a lot, not just one situation, but you're dealing with about four or five all at one time while you're trying to help other people see their flaws, their imperfections, and being able to love that, because it's, when you can nurture yourself and know that you're changing yourself for the better, not to please somebody else, but preparing, showing that love towards yourself self to be able to love yourself in that way. Is a hard situation to do, especially if you been through emotional and mental abuse, been through toxic relationships. Because a lot of times when we are in toxic relationships, we tend to look and see, like, what did I do for me to go through this? What did I do that this person would do that to me? All those different things. And it's not, if you did everything you could do in a relationship, nobody's perfect. And I'm blessed for all the toxic relationships I had. I didn't have all toxic relationships. Some just ran its course. Some were very volatile. Some were, mentally, emotionally abusive. Somewhat, some of them. Well, I had one or two that was physical, but it allowed me to be blessed to be able to experience those different things for me to know what to do and what not to do, what I want and what I do want in a relationship. How am I going to allow myself to undergo this construction of my life to be able to know my worth, know my validation towards myself in and out, because the world will push stuff on you just because they feel like they can. Nobody can. It's just like if you ever watch Nightmare on Elm Street, if I want to use a crazy metaphor, how Freddie couldn't really do anything to you unless you gave him that power to do it. And I used to look at my situations, and it would show me the snippet. That's how the universe, because like my dad would try to use that Morpheus type talk. I'm like, Dad, can you please just be straight with me? Don't do that. Don't do all that articulating. Can you just say it plain and simple? I don't, come on now. And he'll be laughing at me. He was like, I know you don't understand stuff I was saying. I said, I respect it. And you're very, very articulate, and you're very, you have learned a lot. My dad's like a bookworm, all that stuff. But it's just like me. I'm just straightforward with it. I just don't have time for all that. I'm like, Dad, can you dumb it down.com for me? Because no, we're not, no, we're not doing that. But we're comedians like that with me and him. But going through all these different things, it's just like I said with the Nightmare on Elm Street type thing. Nancy had to turn her back. Uh, basically telling you don't have no power over me. When you turn your power, when you snatch your power back, and the world's looking for their damn edges, you did it. You did what you needed to do. Because you have to say, is what enough is enough. Or is the world acting to you, or is it reacting to you? You have to understand that. Is it acting to you because of the things that you see, and the things that you're venturing out for, that you need to give yourself that peace and time to undergo that situation when it comes to people or friends or relationships? What do you want in a life, in a relationship, no matter what relationship it is? When you're reacting, when the world's reacting to you, it's the things that you're pushing out into the world. So you have to be careful, how you allow people to treat you. I seen a post, I don't know if I put it here, I think I put it on Facebook, where it says you have to be careful how you allow people to treat you, because you're showing the world how to, what you're going to tolerate. And it's just with me, I'm that type of person. If you got to be disrespectful, or when I feel that energy of hate, that's all your ego talking to me. When people try to lash out and tell me what I am and am not, I tell, oh, my Heyoka vibe don't rub the hell out of you, didn't it? Because you're going to tell me what I am and what I'm not. I'm like, baby, you don't know me like that. You don't. And I reflect all my truth, whether it's not good or it is good. It just depends on how you take it. My truth is my truth. If I, anytime I tell anybody, if I feel like I got to lie about it, I'm not going to even mention it. There ain't no purpose online. I don't never want to sit up here and say something. I got to backtrack about what I said. If I put it out there, that's what happened. That's what it is. Set in stone, signed up. Nobody's not perfect. Everybody has their weak points. Everybody has Achilles where, okay, and I tell people that's where your true strength lies, when you allow yourself to see your weak points in your life and you're like, hey, you know what, this is going on with me and I need to work on that with myself. If you feel like you're not confident enough to do what you need to do, that your situations that universe is going to put you through is going to allow you to see your worth. It's going to allow you to validate yourself and don't need somebody else to validate you. Those are the things I'm really truly grateful for. um Being able to have that confidence in myself and love myself to that purest form. Nobody is not perfect. I had to really, like I said before, I had to really stop passing hard judgment on myself, because the fact is I was really small. But I have to understand, instead of me eating, I would pick up a cigarette and just start puffing, or if I get stressed out and don't want to, I use those things as an escape instead of me actually, just facing things, because I was facing so much at the time. And I had to really tell myself that you're facing the fact of the identity of your family, of who you are really related to, the identity of your mom, and, your mom not wanting to engage in you with that type, when I needed her most. Um, then knowing the deception of my adopted family, not my mom, but her ex-husband and his wife and family, knowing who I truly was related to and used me for financial purposes. you know um all these different things I had to deal with, I had to face, and it wasn't easy. Not allowing myself to be angered, that took a lot of anger away from me, especially when it was like not just with me, but you did that to my children as well, and then try to play play my kids against me. That was enough to, any other person, I had to really appreciate myself. And I know, like, I hear my dad always tell me, I'm so glad you did not answer, react to your impulses. I said, me too. Because any other person, I've heard people that was close to me, like Roslynn, either you could have been homicidal and suicidal, probably both of them at the same time. If you didn't really have God and your loved ones on your side. It's like when I appreciate my mom, I appreciate my dad, my grandparents and stuff, because they really helped me get that. That death is too good for people like that. They need to face what they did, and I had to allow my anger to not be pressed into that, because all they did is reflect all the power and strength I withheld, because they wouldn't been down on me like that, because they were threatened by the love my dad had for me, because they didn't receive that from their parents. Different things my dad would go above and beyond, and that pissed them off to the fullest. So they were just always seeing my dad with beautiful women, fancy cars, all these different places my dad would go, or the houses he held, all the materialistic things that was, they felt like he could have anything in the world except me, and they made sure that didn't happen. And I had to really tell myself, don't allow yourself to feel guilty, because that was a hard pill for me to swallow, holding guilt towards myself, because it was just like, people like that, they go out their way to belittle me. It kind of makes you think twice, like, okay, they're telling you they got surprises for you. Those are the type of people. If it would have been somebody who was very genuine and loving towards me, I would have went. But they invited me there when he was there, but they were very deceptive about it, how they were saying things. I'm just like, y'all never been y'all have never been, loving towards me to really do that. And if you did, it was always a hidden interior motive for it. So, I mean, it really took me a long time to be able to not carry that anger, and being able to use it in a constructive way like I do here. That situation has brought me to where I am today, and, even though it brought some bad, painful things into my life that I had to really face, that was the darkness within the world. A lot of us has to go through that shockness of truth that is carried around our lives. We've been conditioned, we've been molded, we've been controlled, we've been, they place fear in us, and then you had to go through those, life altering, awakening, spiritual awakening, awaken your spirit in some kind of traumatic way for you to be able to see things for what they truly are. And it's just like, a lot of things is happening in our lives that we don't voice our opinions about. Those are things that we carry, those burdens sometimes like a badge of honor. And it's sad, you know, because we're all beautiful beings. We all had to go through not our train, but our traumatic incidences where we had to be abused, we had to be put down, we had to be neglected, abandoned, any kind of way that really, put you in a mental state. A lot of times when I reflect on my things, I cry, a lot, but I have to also say, when I wipe those tears, I bounce back so quick that I'm just like, look at the power that you carry. Not any normal person, average person would be able to, not saying that they would, but I would never wish anybody to have to go through the things that I had to go through, to go through that and still be able to have that frame of mind, and being able to use their trauma to be able to help others see the power and the strength that they hold within their trauma. Your trauma is like a reflection of, if you're still breathing, you're still here, and you're in your right mind. That's to let you know, you see how, it was hard for you to get over that. And sometimes it takes time for you to really see it for what it is. And it's just like with mine, I might not have all the answers of why this had to happen. If anybody's going to be held responsible for, my dad's death, all these different things is coming about that, it really took me a long time to, face, because it was something I got really angry about. I'm not even going to lie. I really, it took me to a dark place, but I'm glad it didn't take me to a dark place where I can be one of these case files that, you hear about in the news, done killed the whole family and all that stuff. I chose not to do that. And it took a lot. It took the act of God for me not to be acting on my impulses, because and what tripped me out is just like with them, they know I have a bad temper. Like, you would really put your life on the line about that. And some people would do that, just to have that power of greed, power of money can change people. It can change people in a good way, it can change people in a bad way, and it's just the fact is I can see how fortunate and blessed I am, because I could have been in a really bad state of mind, but my spirit guides, God, universe, my dad, my mom, everybody that passed over on that side, that helped me up during those times where I felt like I can't go anymore. There's times I sat here and cried to God and told him I'm emotionally, mentally, spiritually broke down, and I'm tired. I'm tired of always being positive when these folks out here did what they did to me, and they're okay about it. They did all these things to my kids. Seeing my kids like financially struggle, that hits home for me, because it's just like, yes, we all have our choices, but when people are, trying to control your outcome of life just to make their life better, that makes me want to lay hands on somebody. And I try not to do that. So, when life shows me, throws me lemon, I got to make that daggone lemonade. I really got to do it. And it's just going to be potent for me. And, I appreciate all what my trauma has taught me in a positive sense. And I'm glad that a lot of things, um, has really reflected me in a positive way, even though it was hard for me to deal with at times. I won't lie. It took me a lot, because it's just like, if I go back, I try not to go back on my videos when I first started, because I was a hot mess back then. I held a lot of anger. I held a lot of sadness, and, especially I was exposed to a lot of things that has happened to my dad in my life. It was just so many different things that happened in my life that I can really truly appreciate, that darkness that really showed me the love that I carried, even regardless of what I felt, what I experienced, especially when I was going through this. I had nobody physically to talk to. Spiritually, everybody was there. On the other side, my dad was there. That was my best friend. He was there every day. You know, and it was just like, they showed me so much, and then to the point where I can be vocal about it, making my videos and appreciate the trauma I experienced, the uplift I experienced, and being able to be grateful for what, God really truly, I needed you to go through this. I needed you to be that example, because it was just so many different things that was like coming my way where they wanted me to say, when we look at our life, I'm not a religious person, but there's like certain clips of, what is this? The channel is called Trailblazers. They said God picks you for a reason. God will have you going through some really jacked up stuff. And then when he gets finished with you, really get finished with you, they will use you as a platform for you to be able to face many people and tell them your story, tell them your life experiences, the hurt, the pain, the setbacks, the mistakes, the deceptions in your life. You're not going to even look like what you've been through. And that's beautiful when you can be able to do that, because it's like you carry that strength, you carry power, you carry beauty for humanity. And you say, I even said that, I never want nobody to feel what I went through. I want to be able to help people make sense of, why do we feel so much? Why do we go through so much? Why do we attract so much? Why do we attract narcissistic people? Why do we always go out our way for the underdog? All these different things. And I mean, it just really makes me proud, of what I've done. A lot of people appreciate what I do, but a lot of people are threatened by what I do. And I mean, I'm all in for it. And, I have to be able to balance everything out, and, and just say, I came, I did, and I conquered, and it just allows me to know that, I always wanted people that are trying to make sense of the things that they go through. You're not alone. A lot of times it will make you feel like you're alone. Your feels like your life is falling apart, but it's only falling apart of what was molded and conditioned into you for you to be able to put your life together, and being able to voice your truth and see that truth. Because a lot of times they put chains on us because they didn't want us to be able to see past the matrix, not, being at low vibration, because that's how you control people. Everybody, society wanted you to be a carbon copy of whatever, they wanted you to be. But it's just like you had to go through those certain hurts, certain pains for you to be able to reflect and see the power you have within yourself that is, that was threatened. That was what we were supposed to do for mankind, and I can appreciate everything I went through, and glad I'm able to be vocal about it, just to be able to, there's so many different people that are like, Roslynn, it seems like you're talking to me. And I am. You already know, if you've been looking for a sign to be able to know, are you on the right path? This is that sign. When you're going out and seeing there's more than what people want you to know, that's letting you know you're on the right path. When you're allowing yourself to rise above ignorance, rise above negativity, and just say, what, yeah, I might have, fell for it that time, but I'm not going to keep falling for this. I'm here to serve humanity with my love, with my, my experiences, my kind words, my beautiful vibrations, all these things. Not, we're not perfect. We're not supposed to be. But everything that you're going through, when you can finally see it for what it truly is, at that positive perspective, all of it was worth it, because through that darkness, you had to realize that you had that light that can carry you throughout that, for you to be able to rise above all that what world tries to push on you. Is you have to understand, world is going to push you any kind of way, because they don't want you to hold, they don't want you to find out what you need to find out. They want you to be able to stay gullible. They want you to stay naive, into all the materialistic stuff. It's nice to have good things, but, you ain't going to be able to take those things with you when you leave. Being able to achieve life, experience life to its beautiful, true form. They want you to be able to deal with that. So allow yourself to see the power within you. And, when world of darkness wants to push you, know that you hold that power to push even harder. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. We are rising above. We're already at, what is it, 1,605 subscribers, and it's just a beautiful thing that we're we're just connecting on all our soul family in so many different ways and so many different walks of life. It's a true blessing. And I would love to give a post notification shout out to Mahogany Parker. Much love to you. Welcome to the soul family. And like I said before, if you're not comfortable with telling your concerns or the things that you're struggling with, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger, not the page, because I won't be accepting anybody on my page, but you can always find me on Facebook Messenger. Leave your comments and concerns there. You look me up under my name. Anything we talk about is confidential. It stays there, and I'll help out as best way as I can. But know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. Like and subscribe, share, tell somebody about the channel, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Make sure you give out love, light, prosperity, as well as positivity. You never know, your kind words and vibe and frequency can really take somebody a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love, peace, be wild.